Hey, what's up everybody? This is Angela with Angela's Shadow, and today I am going to give you your June readings. I'm going to be using my tarot deck. It is Smith. I will link it down below when I find it because I forgot the name of it. But I've been using this deck for a long time. If you read tarot, this deck looks exactly like the Rider White deck, or I don't know. And it just has a different filter to it. So it's very similar, and it's one of my favorites. I'm also going to be using my Oracle deck for any clarifying cards. This Oracle deck is the New Orleans Oracle deck. One of my closest friends got it for me a few months ago, on my birthday, actually. Alright, Aries, you are going to be first, and the card that I pulled for you is the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is actually really interesting because the nine of anything is going to be an end to something, okay? It's going to be the end of a cycle, okay? But this person, if you see in the artwork, is kind of hiding behind some offense that he made. So, and the wands, and you know, he's hurt too. Just look at that. He's hurt. So I think that Aries, you have been going through so much stuff lately that you are putting up all these walls and just trying to protect yourself. And honestly, the biggest thing for you this month is that you need to take a break. You need to make sure you follow your own boundaries, number one. And second, you need to make sure that you go out and have some fun. You cannot be staying in this hole, in this cage that you've built for yourself and not letting yourself enjoy the things. Now, Aries, you've had kind of a rough year, okay? And most of it is because you haven't made a decision that you should have made, okay? But regardless of that, this month actually gives you an opportunity to focus on the beauty in life instead of on all of that gross stuff, okay? Sorry. I think that you need to focus on who you are, who you want to be, of course, what is different in that story that you're telling yourself you want to be in. And then maybe pursue that, because right now, kind of running out of time. Okay, the thing is that with this card, it's just about you being in a cage, but nobody is coming to attack you. Nobody is coming to attack you. You're just there. You have all these walls up, and no one is gonna come fight them. Obviously, you've been hurt, but Wands is a mind card. It's a passion card. So what is actually hurting you? Is it other people? Or is it just your mind? Your indecision making? Is it how much you've thought of things? I don't know. The bottom line is that you need to enjoy yourself this month. Taurus, you are next. So the card that I am pulling for you is the Queen of Wands. Number one, I want to say that the Queen of Wands is very much about fire. It's very much about your motivation, and it also has to do with your intellect. So if you think about the three fire signs, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, you think about, you know, Aries being primal motivation, intrinsic motivation, Leo being extreme expression, and Sagittarius being travel, expansion, growth, knowledge, intellect, all of that stuff. So what the Queen of Wands would be is a very feminine energy that comes in and wants to do all of those things, right? So for you, Taurus, I really think that you are either sitting in a place where you're being the Queen of Wands, or you are dealing with someone that is the Queen of Wands in your life right now. I want to say that you are being the Queen of Wands and not dealing with someone, but if you are going to be the Queen of Wands this June, the biggest thing for you is to not get caught up and to not react without thinking. Okay, so I am going to pull a card from the Oracle deck to kind of get a little bit more. So, let loose. Yes, look at this beautiful thing. Yeah. Go into your fire. This is the bottom of the deck. If you don't know how to read decks, some people do, some people don't. I look at the bottom of the deck for the underlying energy. This is the bottom of the deck. Look at all of that fire. All of that is sacral root. It's Kundalini energy, okay? It's success. It's being in your motivation. And so, what you need to do this month is to let yourself feel that motivation and do what you want to do and have fun. Okay, I think that astrologically, this is one of the, this is definitely a peak moment. Of course, we have that lunar eclipse happening soon, and we have like all of the retrogrades happening. But right now, with Gemini energy, it is a good time for us to kind of de-stress, okay? And I really, really want to encourage you, no matter if you're a Taurus or anything else, to find something that is going to make you excited and happy and just let loose and have fun, okay? And I bet you that whenever you go and follow what you actually want and what you love, you're going to be able to find that success. We need to stop being fake. As a society, we just need to stop being fake. That's it. Once we stop being fake and we stop pretending that we like things that we don't actually like, we are going to find success. We are going to go to the next chapter in our life. And that is what Taurus energy is being done, it's being pushed to do this month. This month. So that's a really good thing. Obviously, make sure that you don't overthink anything, but don't act without thinking, at least a little bit. Make sure that you are actually okay with what you want to do, and don't let other people tell you what you want to do. Don't let society tell you what they think you should be doing. Just do what you want to do. Have that drive. Hi Gemini, so you are next. The card that I pulled for you is the Three of Cups. Okay, this card is talking very much about celebrating. Obviously it's your birthday, so celebrating, being with people, having a lot of company around you, making sure you're having fun, doing something that's enjoyable with people, okay? It's about you being able to connect to other people and to be able to enjoy those people without a lot of that thinking. Okay, I know that Mercury just went through your sign, and it really makes you overthink, hardcore, right? So you want to be in a place where you're just having fun and you're connecting to that energy. Now, the underlying that was really, really hitting me whenever I was shuffling is the Tower card and the World. So if you know anything about tarot, the Tower card is like chaotic change, and the World is new beginnings, like we got you back, go into the next world. Geminis, you are being asked to wake up, essentially. If you are not awake to yourself, you're gonna go through this chaotic, falling apart. No matter what, this is the biggest time of change for Geminis. You are being asked to make a decision on what world you want to be in. What is your next move going to look like? Now, the World tells you that you are supported no matter what. But the World is also completely connected to everything. That's why this is not the Fool. Because the Fool is like, oh, new beginnings, happy, blah, 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 I don't know where I'm going. The World is completely connected to everything and has already learned the lesson and has accepted it. So these are two paths that you have this month. You can either choose to accept, to see, to wake up, or you can choose to stay locked in that mind and go through the tower. Regardless, that's the underlying energy of this month. The top energy, the biggest thing that you need to to focus on is your connection with people. How do you want to connect with people? What is valuable to you? Do the people make you happy? If they don't make you happy, leave. Or fix it. Or try to do something about it. Don't wallow in sadness if something is not working for you. That's part of being awake. You need to make sure that you wake up and you have the courage. See, the world card has the lion right there. Lion is all about courage. You need to make sure you have the courage to speak your mind and to figure out and not be afraid of what you want and how you want to connect with people and who you want to celebrate with, and just be in a good place. Otherwise, if you don't want to see it, you're going with the Tower card. Those are your two sides. Now, I do not want to put a negative connotation to the Tower card, even though it is seen as a scary card. It is change. No matter what, you're going through change. It might take you longer. It might take you, if you go through the Tower card, it might be a little bit more aggressive. It might be a little bit harder to go through. It might take a little longer for you to get to that change. Take you a little longer to get to that spot, but you will get to that spot. You are going to change no matter what. Hello, Cancers. You are next. So the card that I pulled for you is Justice. Justice is an interesting card. Let's see. Justice is advising you. It's suggesting that you look at the balance that you have with people. You need to look at how much you are giving and how much you are getting back in certain relationships. Now, it is a pattern for you to be the overgiver, for sure. But right now, I think that regardless of who's giving more or what, there's not a balance. And that's where you're going to be sitting at this month. It's that question of what is the balance of how much I can give to other people and how much I can give to myself. What is the balance between putting up my boundaries and, making sure I have enough for myself so that I can give to other people? What are those boundaries, and why? And let's make sure that it is just. It is not angry, okay? This is a very abundant time for you, Cancers, okay? You have a crap ton of feelings. First of all, we just went through this Cancer thing that happened. I don't know, like I said, I'm not really an astrologer, but I do know that some Cancer stuff was going on really hard. And I know that I myself felt it as a Scorpio very strongly to where I was crying forever and ever. But the point is that you have an abundance of feelings right now. You have an abundance of things. You have things that are good for you, things that are coming your way, things that are going to test the lessons that you learned throughout last year and through the beginning of this year. What is the balance between you and how you treat other people? In every single situation, whether it is career, how much are you giving to your job? How much are you getting back? Whether it's in a relationship, is the relationship balanced? Is it what you want? Is it fair? Is it karmic, fated? I don't know. Does it go with those things? And are you having the courage to give back even when you are angry? And I think that a lot of the things with with the Justice card especially, you know, like Justice is holding a sword, right? And this card is a card for Libra. It's hot in my room. Whew. Justice is a card for Libra. And we have a sword. So the sword is going to signify truth. It is truth seeking. Okay, and justice, you know, we think about judge. The judge is going to look for the truth, and it's going to balance it out, and it's going to give it out, you know. And so a lot of people think, okay, Libras are like super indecisive and blah blah blah, but like they're not. They're just looking at what the whole truth is. Different perspectives. I have found in my life that if we obviously we have to have our own understanding of what our identity is and what our morals are and our beliefs are, blah blah blah. But if you understand that somebody else has different beliefs, values, different beliefs of values or morals or whatever, a different perception, you can't really get mad at them. You just have to balance it. You just have to accept it. You have to respect it. And that's where a lot of Cancers are right now. They're getting so much into their life, okay? They're having to deal with situations that perhaps they didn't think they were going to deal with before. They're having to deal with new abundance coming in their life. They're having to deal with accepting of, you know, love, accepting of understanding, accepting of all of these things. But after all they've been through, all they really want to do is find the truth. Because, you know, Cancers react to everything emotionally, and perhaps you're just tired of that, you know? So you're just kind of like, well, what am I actually really doing right now? And am I doing what I want? And how much am I willing to put forward in this? How much am I willing to balance this out with my life, with what I want and the path that I want to do in the future? So let's see. Let's do a clarifying card for you, Cancers. Even though I feel like I did a lot, but you know. I think Cancers. Clarifying card for Justice. Make a wish. That is so pretty. Honestly, these are like the prettiest deck I've ever had. So underlying and superficial, underlying and overlying, I don't know. This Make-A-Wish is telling you to figure out what you want. Figure out what you want, because right now you have the energy and the abundance to manifest it, but figure it out and make a clear decision. Sitting in a gray zone is not okay right now. You need to know what you want. This is your underlying. Patience. Just because it doesn't manifest within 5 seconds doesn't mean that it's not coming. Hello, Leos. Your card is the Two of Pentacles. Now this card for me doesn't actually feel very strong, okay? It's just telling me that you are kind of in a place where you're juggling things. And I think that what you're juggling is your self-expression and what others think. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. What others think of your self-expression, and who are you actually going to be? And that's funny, you know, because like Leos are not someone that typically question what they should be, because they're the sun. They're incapable of questioning, you know, like incapable of not being themselves, not being over dramatic, not being bright and shiny, you know, like that's what Leos are. And so right now I think that you've just kind of been in this rut, you know, and like this idea that you're just like, well, like I'm upsetting people and I'm just like not really doing what I want to be doing, especially if you're not doing something that is going to give you value. And that's what the Pentacles is, you know, that's value, and that's earthly value, of course. So it could be something in your career. Like, are you in a career that is giving you the value that you want, that is allowing you to be who you are in the workspace? Because that is very important. If you are not being authentic to yourself in the workspace, why are you working there? So the underlying card for you, the bottom of the deck, is the World. And that is really nice because I feel like that is telling you that you need to be courageous, that you need to be authentic, that you need to be, let's see, you need to be courageous, you need to be discerning, you need to be keen, and you need to be motivated. And they will support you no matter what. Once you are authentic and courageous and motivated and keen, you will go where you need to go. And honestly, it doesn't really matter what people think about you. It matters what you think about yourself, and it matters if you are being authentic to yourself. So don't question. This month is going to feel like, okay, well, who really am I? What is giving me value? What is doing all these things? Like, where do I put my energy into? And like, if I do this, people don't like me. Well, if I do this, people do like me, but I don't like myself. So where do I go? Where do you want to go? What is more valuable to you? You are a Leo. You are the sun. Shine. The people that are brave enough to stand in the sun will come to you if you are brave enough to shine. Hello, Virgo. Hello. So the card that I pulled for you is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is so relaxing. This makes me think of being taken care of. Now, this card in general means memories, but in this situation, it really makes me feel of romance, being taken care of, being cared for, being in a good relationship, being happy in that relationship. And I'm really wondering if this relationship has to do with you or with another person, you know, like if you are in a relationship with someone or if it's just you, right? So I pulled a clarifying card and I got this. And is that not the most beautiful card ever? And let me just put my finger away from it. Oh my God. Self-care. Go back to what makes you happy. Now, I'm not telling you to actually, okay, sorry, I just popped head. Go back to what makes you happy. There was a point in your life that you were excited about things. And now you are thinking about those things too much. You're not doing them. You're not being happy about it. You're just thinking like, oh, well, it would be nice if I could actually do that. Yeah, I'm gonna write it down so like I don't forget. Go back to what makes you happy. So, I'm totally gonna say this because that's what they put me in my brain. But Leo King, which is my favorite astrologer, go watch him. He's on YouTube. He said something that really confused me, and my friend reminded me of this morning, which my friend is a Virgo. Wink, wink. I can't wink. But it said that, you know, something about like the old world and new world and how like we are going to think that we're doing things in the new way or something like that. I don't even know. But it was like the new world said that we are going to feel like we're doing things like we used to do in the old world, but we're actually in the new world. And what I think that he meant is going back to those roots that made us happy. because we all have a piece of happiness inside of us, right? We know we can all go into a place where we were like, oh, that was a really good time, and I had a great amount of fun, and I was really excited, and I didn't really think about consequences, and I didn't really think about, and I'm not telling you not to think about consequences. I'm telling you that there is value in going back to times where you were happy and excited and motivated and doing things for yourself and just being excited about it without having to think about it all the time. And allowing yourself, and even if you want to look at it in a spiritual way, this could be like you going into a regression and bringing out information from past lives that you are excited about now. Something with spirit, connecting to spirit, connecting to the knowledge of everything, right? But that's if you want to go through a spiritual route, which I think everybody should, but whatever. So if you're kind of just living your life, go back to a time, think about a time where you were happy, and think, why was I happy there? What value did that place have for me? And was that happiness ever really ruined? And it doesn't matter if it was ruined, because you're happy at some point. It doesn't matter what happened afterwards. Because that, first of all, if you're going to the past, that already happened. You don't need it anymore. What you need to remember is that you have the ability to be happy and to go forward in a new path and to take the reins without thinking about it all the time, without overthinking about it, without being like, well, and actually I thought about this a few days ago, and obviously this works, right? But like a Scorpio, for example, myself, if we have a specific thing that happened to us with a partner, right? We're gonna be like, oh, well, this one time we went to go get ice cream and then he left me. And then I'm gonna think, well, every time I'm gonna go get ice cream with a partner, they're going to leave me. And so that's a very common Scorpio thing to do. And I do it a lot. Like I attach things to specific situations, and I think that they're going to keep happening over and over and over again. So I think that that's kind of what you're doing, or what you should avoid doing, is that, you can't just be like, well, I'm not going to do that because I obviously know that this is going to be bad, and this is what's going to happen, and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't matter that I was happy. It's just, I'm not going to put myself in that spot. You are smarter now. You went through that time at some point, like it happened, it passed, you learned from it. You can make the necessary changes for that to be avoided. And also, question: what is happiness valuable to you? Like, it's one of those things where, like, don't be, that one quote, don't be sad because it ended, be happy because it happened. That's where you are right now, Virgo. Hello, Libras. So you are the third or fourth sign to get this card today, and I think that what that means is just, in general, we are going into a new world. Now, Libras, for you, I think that there has been a lot of change for Libras in the past few years. Change in their development and their, I don't know, I feel like whenever I was growing up, I used to see a lot of Libras that did fit the stereotype of being like, oh, indecisive, I don't know. And then, going with all these people, falling in love in the first 2 seconds, like all of those things. But I think that a lot of Libras are actually sitting in their power zone right now, and you have the ability to choose where you want to go now. Now, you are probably going to want to focus with people, with how you view people and how people can actually serve you. And honestly, a lot of Libras should definitely be participating in a lot of the protests, okay? I think that that's one of the biggest things about Libras. You know, you're the justice card. And so energetically, I think Libras should definitely be using their energy and the energy in the place that they're in right now to change what they want, to make the change that they want to see. And so I think that a lot of Libras are really sitting in that justice place, and they're sitting in that throne of like, hey, I'm gonna decide, I'm gonna see both sides of the spectrum, and I'm gonna say, hey, I'm not okay with this. This is not okay. This is not okay in the bigger perspective, and I'm going to change it. And you have that ability right now, but you have to do it with people. You have to do it with your support systems. And I really think that it has to do with a lot of your relationships and what type of value they're bringing into your life. And what are they doing? Who are they? And what are you in regards to them? Right? If you are hanging out with like people that do drugs and people that drink all the time and people that like don't really regard for their own lives or something like that. Of course, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like, or you could be hanging out with people that are like studying all the time, or you can be with people that are studying all the time, that never want to leave, that are always watching movies, that are, you know, like, you are definitely going to be affected by them. So what you do is going to be affected by what they do, because they're the people that you've chosen to be around. So is this group of people valuable to you, to where you want to be in your future? So that's where you're going to be focusing on this month. You're going to be over observant, too, like, really observant, and being like, they just threw a bottle of water on the floor and didn't pick it up and we just walked away. Or, they just posted a racist comment. They're not really all that fun. I'm not really interested in what they do. You know? And then maybe you'll find people that are like, oh, hey, like, I really vibe with them. Like, these are good people. I like this. So, it really has to do with you paying attention to who you want to be in the future. But right now, you have that chance. Right now. Hello, my dearest Scorpios. Hello, myself. Scorpio is probably one of the hardest readings for me to give because I suck at giving myself readings. So, take this with a grain of salt. So, the card that I pulled for you, see, I'm already like, you know. Anyway, the card that I pulled for you is the Four of Cups. And that is very disappointing. And then the underlying card I pulled is the Knight of Wands. I think that you are avoiding growth through being self-righteous. And that's probably where you're going to be this month. And now, it might even be yourself. You know, it doesn't even have to be like people are trying to give you love and attention and you're just like, no. It might be that you are trying to give yourself love and attention and you're like, no. You know, but because you have this like, oh, I'm overly analytical and I'm going to be completely prepared for whatever happens and I'm not going to let anything bad happen to me and I'm just going to be super intellectual and super analytical and super like robotic, and I'm not going to let any like really big passion come through. Even though it has to come through because it's like bursting under, you know, the seams, you know, like they say that Scorpio is the water fire sign. And personally, I'm a water, sun, fire, moon. So it's like, obviously, But, you know, not everybody's like that. But Scorpio in general is supposed to be the fire sign of the water signs. Okay, so like you have this knowledge of what you want to do and what you want to have around you and how things should be for you to be happy. But you are so afraid of holding that, and because it could possibly mean that you were wrong in some time. Clarifying card. Growth. It's kind of weird to tell myself this, you know, but regardless of where the love and affection is coming from, you need to accept it. If you are doing something good for yourself that is making somebody else unhappy, regardless of where the love and affection is coming from, whether it's coming from you doing something nice for yourself and it bothering somebody else, you don't have to feel bad about it bothering somebody else. Like, sure, it sucks, but that's the whole thing of setting boundaries. Sometimes people are so used to... That was my mom's phone. Ooh. Sometimes people are so used to you not having those boundaries that they're like, WTF, what do you mean? Like, that's crazy. And you're like, no, like, I've actually kind of had this boundary before, but like, I'm sorry that I'm expressing my boundary. No. This is not about that. Okay? This is about you accepting love, affection, compliments, and you letting go of the belief that, one, you are always right, and two, that you are not worth it, or that people are not going to like you, or that people are not going to, they're not going to like you, they're not going to agree with you, they're not going to like what you do, they're not, okay. And this is what I was telling the Leos, you know? Scorpio, I know that, you know, you have kind of a scary sign. And people have all of these ideas about Scorpios. And I'm sure Scorpios have, like, all of this crazy stuff. And a lot of uninvolved Scorpios can do really, really, really terrible things. But everybody can do really terrible things. Everybody. I mean, list of serial killers, all mutable signs. And no Scorpios. But... you know, murderers. Everybody is bad. Everybody can be bad. Everybody can be good. So that's not a logical response for you to assume that just because you're something, people are not going to like you. And it doesn't even matter if they don't like you. Do you like yourself? Do you accept your own love and affection and compliments? Do you accept that maybe you are wrong about the preconceived notion that everything is going to be wrong, that everything is going to be bad, that things are supposed to go exactly the way that you want them to be? This month is for your growth. This month is to take down the barrier, the rule that you've had, that you are correct about everything and that you have control over everything, because you don't. And I know that's terrible for Scorpios. That's terrible for Scorpios, especially because, you know, Scorpios have this whole controlling thing and possessive thing. This is where it divides us. This is where we go into the new world or the old world. Are you going to let go of those ideas? We are going to be new. We are going to be completely new. And our ideas are going to be completely new ideas. And we can choose that we want to be good or we want to be bad in that life, and it's fine. I mean, sure, don't do anything bad, you know, whatever. I'm not going to condone anybody's bad behavior, but like, it's your choice. Do you want to go into the new world? Or do you want to stay in the old world? Do you want to continue showing the bad sides of you because you're afraid people are going to like the good sides? Or not like the good sides, the true sides? Just saying. Hey Sagittarius, this is for you. So I pulled the Devil card. And for the underlying, I pulled the Two of Swords. That was my mom's phone again. A lot of people are calling her and I'm just like, decline. She's gonna be mad. Anyway, I pulled the clarifying card, but I just want to explain to you a little bit of what the Devil is, okay? And I really feel like this is very much a devil position, okay? Because of the underlying card. Okay, so like if the sentence was, if the two tarot cards were creating a sentence, it would be, because you have two choices that you don't know how to make, you have two sides of things, but you're like, I don't know, and these two sides are swords, you know, like I can pick this sword and it still can hurt me, and I can pick this other sword and it still can hurt me. So you have these two choices that you don't know what to pick, because either or you feel like they're going to hurt, they're going to do something, there's some sort of damage to you. You are sitting in the Devil zone. So the Devil zone, or the Devil card, really is about addiction. It's about complacency. It's about things. It's about you avoiding the truth through negative habits. So that's why it has a lot to do with addictions, because it's like, well, you know, you are having a bad time, so you're binge eating. So, or you're having a really bad time, so you're doing drugs. You're having like, you're avoiding things through sex. You're avoiding things through alcohol. You're doing those things, and that's where the Devil is. It is a, it is like holding you like a slave, right? Like it just captured you. You're like, oh, well, this feels nice, so I'm gonna stay here because I don't want to deal with having to question both of those places, because both of those things are going to hurt me, and I don't want to choose. I don't know what to choose, because they both suck, and I'm just like, ugh. The bottom line is that you know what you should be choosing. The problem is that you don't have the courage to choose it. But you do. You're a Sagittarius. You're fire. You're a mutable sign, sure, but you're fire. You're expansion. A lot of Sagittarius don't sit in their true power. And the card that I pulled for you guys to clarify, provide some advice, is the Keep Going card. And look how beautiful it is. You know exactly where you need to go. It's just a scary road. But you need to keep going, regardless. Hello Capricorns. So the card that I pulled for you is the King of Cups. Funny that you have all this emotion. Honestly, I think that you've been having kind of a good time right now. Like, I think this is actually a really good time for you, energetically, and perhaps it's because of the underlying imaginations. So maybe you think that you have all of these things, but maybe you don't actually have those things, but it doesn't really matter because you are happy, essentially. The only advice that I'm going to give you this month is for you to be able to tap into both of your emotional and your technical, your structural, hardworking sides in order to make them one. It is important that you deal with your own duality so that you may achieve the best lifestyle, okay? So that this is a permanent change. Because right now, Saturn's about to go back to Capricorn. You know, Saturn hasn't been in your sign, Saturn hasn't been in Capricorn, but it was really hard while it was there. So right now it's been in Aquarius, and so you're kind of having this like, oh yeah, time. But it's about to go into Capricorn again. So you need to make sure that you connect those two sides of yourself in a healthy manner to make the change permanent. And so that those things that you think are like, wow, I have so many things going for me, those things are actual reality. Hello Aquarius, so the card that I pulled for you is the Two of Swords. It's the second time that this Two of Swords has come through. And the underlying card is the Ace of Wands. And your advice, your extension, I don't even know, is the end of a cycle. So you're overstaying your welcome in some sort of way in your life. You were supposed to figure something out already, and you are kind of figuring it out, but not really. And it might be that you are lazy about it. Or it might be that you're overthinking it. You're not seeing it because you're having all of this other thoughts clouded. But it is drumming there. Like it's, that path is drumming to you. You need to change. You need to take your road. You need to do what you need to do and what you know that you need to do. So this is not about being indecisive about something, even though that's what it feels like to you right now, but it's about you having the courage to move forward into what you know that you need to do. The end of a cycle happened already. Like it happened in March, you know, like you needed to have moved already. And if you have moved, great, keep moving. If you have not moved, you know you're supposed to. Why are you not doing it? Hello Pisces, so you're my last one today. So the card that I pulled for you is the Ace of Cups, and your underlying card is the Hermit. And your abundance card, your clarifying card, anything like that is music healing. So what I'm seeing here is that you have been, you're kind of in a good place right now. Or if you're not in a good place, it's not because of things that are not necessarily working out for you. It's because you are not putting your own boundaries up and you are not respecting your own values in regards to other people. So like you might be giving too much, you might be around a lot of people and you kind of just need to chill. And like, you might also be around people that are not serving you. Okay, so right now, the underlying cause for you to be happy is for you to go into a hermit mode and for music healing to happen, for you to feel yourself again, for you to feel your mutable self again. Yourself that heals, that is beautiful, that moves. You know, you are supposed to be the last sign of the zodiac. You are supposed to have karmically gone through most of the other lessons. You know how to heal. You have every other zodiac sign in you. You need to remove yourself from those places that are no longer giving you value. Go inward and heal. And this month, if you do that, which a lot of you are going to be doing that, you'll find happiness. You'll be in the new world. thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is my June Tarotscope. Now, I totally understand that I give a lot of like advice tarot. I don't necessarily tell you like, on January 2nd, you're going to meet the love of your life. Like, that's not what I do, and that's just not how I read tarot in general. Okay, so if you've ever had a reading from me in person, or you want to have a reading from me, I'm totally available for those. But I am definitely a shadow worker, so I definitely go into your emotions. I definitely go into things that you don't want to look at most of the time, and I do it because most of those things are what allows you to move forward, and most of those things are going to be the underlying causes of whatever is going on right now. Okay, I'm really happy to be doing this and sharing my gift with you guys. If you guys like this video, please like, and if you have not subscribed and you just kind of stumbled on in, please like and subscribe and share it with other people. I'm going to be adding more content as the time goes by. I really am looking forward to adding my dream series. It's going to be Dream 101. I'm going to start working on that probably this week or next. I don't know. I'm also doing kind of like a little vlog about just stuff that I learn along the ways that I want to share with you guys. I posted a video about that yesterday. It's about relationships and boundaries. I think that's a huge topic that we need to be discussing right now. I know that, there are bigger things going on in the world, but I promise you that the change starts with you. The change starts with the boundaries that you are putting. The change starts with you verbalizing what you think is right in your own life. Okay? But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.